Chapter 23. When Abram returned from battle, he gave the tithe of all war spoils to Melchizedek, as well as all that he possessed, showing that even he, who would become the father of our faith, was not exempt from the law of tithing. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, and chief high priest of the Most High God, took bread and wine and laid it on the altar, and blessed the bread, and brake it, and gave Abram first to eat, whom he had appointed to the priesthood, by whose priestly power proceeding from the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, was active in him in the midst of the battle of Chedorlaomer. And he also shared the bread and wine with the family of Abram, and with all his servants that were under the covenant. So Melchizedek proceeded symbolically in relation with the promise made since the days of Adam, of the promised descendant, who is king and priest of the Most High, forever in the manner of Melchizedek. Howbeit, the other confederate kings who were in battle were only permitted to watch this sacred ceremony with their ordinances. And after Melchizedek had distributed the sacrament, being the chief high priest of the Most High God, called Abram and blessed him, saying, Blessed be Abram, thou art the man of the Most High God, possessor of the heavens and the earth, and blessed be the Most High God, who delivered his enemies into his hands. And after washing his feet in a ceremony, to show him that the greatness of the greater is to serve as a minor, he confirmed him to the office of chief high priest, saying, Blessed be Abram, a man of faith, receive, therefore, this consecration. And he called him to direct the assembly that will henceforth be known by the name of the Most High, through its descendants, until it is placed on the head of another by oath and covenant, as it has been from the beginning to the end of times. And it came to pass before all the kings of the earth that Melchizedek raised his voice and blessed Abram, confirming him to the high priesthood of the holy order of the only begotten of the Father. This Melchizedek being recognized by all of them, for before he obtained the scepter of the king, he was a man of faith, who wrought righteousness among his people. And when he was a boy, he closed the mouths of lions, and extinguished the fiery imposture that consumed his village by the tyranny of the vassals of Nimrod. And so, being approved of God, he was ordained a high priest, according to the order of the covenant which Elohim made with Enoch, which was according to the order of the son of Elohim, whose existence does not come from the earthly man, nor from the will of man, neither by father nor mother, nor by the beginning of days, nor by the end of years, but of God, whose Son proposed in himself before the foundation of the world to gather together all things, both things in the heavens and on earth, which were extended to the children of men by the appeal of his own voice through his prophets, and according to his will, to all who believe and yet will believe in his name. For Elohim swore to Enoch and his descendants with an oath unto himself, that all who are ordained according to this command and call would have power by faith to divide the seas, to dry the waters, to divert the course of the rivers, and to move the mountains from their place, in defying so many natural elements as the armies of nations, to divide the earth, to break all ties of the enemy, and to stand in the presence of God, simply by doing all things according to his will, according to his commandments, and even to subdue against principalities and powers, if according to the will of the Son of Elohim, that existed before the foundation of the world. Therefore, in the days of Enoch, This priesthood was called by his name as being the priesthood of Enoch, and the men who had this faith before the foundation of the world were ordained by this holy calling in the order of God, in the likeness of Melchizedek, who was also chief high priest of the same order as Enoch before him. Nevertheless, Melchizedek was greater than Enoch in the likeness of the only begotten of the Father, having been called and prepared from the foundation of the world, according to the will of Elohim, who called and ordained him first by his foreknowledge, and then according to his great faith, for the purpose of teaching the commandments of Elohim to the children of men. Even so much that the priesthood of the son of Elohim in relation to the chief high priest, who was Melchizedek, and out of respect or reverence to the name of the supreme being, that men not abuse the gifts derived from the feelings that come from the name of God, came to be called the priesthood according to the order of Melchizedek. And when there is on earth a chief high priest appointed by the heavens in the manner of Melchizedek, for the purpose of regulating the gospel of the Lamb of God, which in some way has become distorted among the children of men, he must be caught up to receive the keys of the same high priesthood in his body, even as a slave marked by his Lord, as if it were by an incandescent iron, both physically and spiritually, and therefore Melchizedek was called the Prince of Peace, because he had the power to unify the people of God, just as he unified Abram under the covenant and conferred upon him the presidency of this high priesthood, and blessed Abram with all gifts pertinent to the president of the assembly among the people of Elohim in their days. But Melchizedek remained the greatest, though he was the least among them, for the manner in which he lived. For behold, Abram did all things by revelation from heaven, and obtained from Yahweh the promise that his righteous offspring would forever inherit this same priesthood from the holy order of the Son of Elohim, and that Elohim will raise a prophet in the likeness of Melchizedek from time to bring light and knowledge to the children of mankind in the flesh, for the purpose of uniting the heavens and the earth, until in the final portion of all times the city of Enoch will descend again to the assembly of the Lamb, when the children of Elohim shall be tested by fire. And this Melchizedek, having established righteousness on earth, was called the King of the heavens by his people, or in other words, the King of peace. For he lifted up his voice and blessed Abram, being the chief high priest and keeper of Yahweh's storehouse, the one whom Elohim appointed to receive tithes for the poor. So even Abram paid him the tithes of all that he had, which Elohim gave him, which exceeded his needs. And it came to pass that Elohim blessed Abraham, and gave him riches and glory and lands for an everlasting possession, according to the covenant he made, and according to the blessing which Melchizedek had blessed him.